Good evening, everyone. How are you all? Everyone, whoever is in class, am I audible? Good, good, good. Keep the intensity high. That's the only thing I can say. Keep your intensity high for the last 2.5 hours. We shall first of all complete the, first part of this socio-religious movement. There are two, three big names here, and we will start with Ram Krishna Paramhans here. See, directly I'm showing you this slide. Why? Because I don't think there is a big possibility about Ram Krishna Paramhans to be asked in our exam. His disciple, that is Swami Vivekananda, can be asked. But there is less probability on Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans to be asked here. Now, how many of you know about him? How many of you have heard about him? Specifically those who are from Bengal, they must be knowing him. Okay. How many of you have gone to their ashram, Ramakrishna Mission's ashram in Calcutta? Anyone who has traveled to that place? Anyone? It's a very beautiful place on the banks of the river. It is there. There is Devghar branch is also there, Nitesh. Yes, it is there. Absolutely. See, the thing is, Ramakrishna Paramhans never wrote anything. His supporters, they have, whatever they heard, they have rehearsed, they have collected that, and that has passed from generation to generation. In his view, in order to achieve the salvation, the religious salvation, there are three methods. One is renunciation. Renunciation means leave everything. Worldly things have to be left. The other is meditation. You all understand in yoga and all, if you do meditation, it's always good. That is, you are trying to, connect with the God. Yes, in Hindi, Kalyani, renunciation is vairagya. You are leaving the worldly things. And lastly, devotion, bracket it's written, bhakti, devotion to God. So the thing is, Paramhans came from a very poor family. Father died at a younger age. And that's why from the very young age, he had seen his mother very closely, and he always felt that his mother was an incarnation of the goddess Kali. He was working in a temple of goddess Kali and was continuously, uh, very, very different from other people. He would, say that, oh, I can see this. He would, for example, when he was young, he would live for some time with the Muslim ascetics, mystics of other people, other faith. Sometime he would live with the Christians because he was trying to search for God. And in all this, his belief was that if you are serving man, you are invariably serving the God. Guys, service of man was service of God. Jeev, man, if you are worshipping or if you are servicing the man, you are invariably serving the God also. That's the whole idea that is being given by his teachings. Because man, in his view, is the embodiment of God, is the best thing that has been made by the God at this point of time. In Hindi, a lot of times we say, let me make it slightly brighter, Nar Puja hi Narayan Puja. Nar means man, Puja means worship, Narayan means God. So if you are serving the man, you are invariably serving the God. Because in his view, man is the embodiment of the God. The best thing that the God could have prepared or made. Now, when he was slightly, as I told you, his father died at a younger age. Family is in a poor condition. So what has happened later is that his elder brother was working outside so that the family could be served, and he was working very closely with his mother at home. When he became slightly younger, one day he said that in our village there is a girl much younger to him, and I'm going to get married to her. That marriage happened, never consummated the marriage, and the lady only would lead the Ramakrishna mission later. But the greatest, I would say, disciple of this Ramakrishna Paramhans, the great man, was none other than Swami Vivekananda. I always tell people, be prepared for an answer in mains, for a question in mains, on none other than Swami Vivekananda. Just giving you some information about him. Original name, Narendra Nath, born on 12th January 1863. Father, a successful lawyer, and he received the English education. Great, Nitish. Yes, he believed in karma. Now, if you will study about Swami Vivekananda, his father died early, and after that the family was slightly in a precarious position, not in a great financial position. And Narendranath had a lot of queries, a lot of questions in his mind. So one day, his teacher in this English school, he asked Narendranath that please go. In the nearby Kalibadi, there is a saint named as Ramakrishna Paramhans. Go and meet him. Whatever your doubts you have, go and ask him. People say that Swami Vivekananda went over there, saw Ramakrishna Paramhans, but was not sure that Paramhans would be able to clarify his doubts, so he came back. But then there was something in Paramhans that kept on pulling Swamiji. He would keep on going back to Ramakrishna Paramhans. He would continuously go back. And one day, Swami Vivekananda asked Ramakrishna Paramhans, do you see God? And Paramhans replied, yes, I do see God and I see it in you. It is said, from there onwards, he became the disciple of Ramakrishna Paramhans. Like his guru, he is also a great humanist. And I don't have to say, from his guru only, he also became and felt essential oneness of all religions. Now, everyone, two quotations, please see here. Please remember this. This is a very good quotation of Swami Vivekananda, which you can use on topics like communalism or secularism. You can see he's saying that for our motherland, that means for India, the junction of both these two great religions, Hinduism and Islam, have to work together. Now, some people say and ask me, sir, why not other religions? Basically, he's considering the two major religions at this point of time. He opposes caste system, condemns the caste system, and at this moment even asks the Hindu religion that you cannot have that attitude of touch me not. because Hindus were becoming, very critical of the criticisms that they were receiving. So your Swami Vivekananda said, no, we will have to criticize all these wrong things which had come in Hindu religion. So superstition has to be criticized, rituals have to be criticized, ceremonies have to be criticized, and these things have to be brought into consideration. Let me tell you one thing, not related to this, but few days back there was a news about Subhash Chandra Bose. Be very, very clear. Swami Vivekananda is the hero of SC Bose, Subhash Chandra Bose. SC Bose takes inspiration from Swami Vivekananda. And you all know, you all have studied. Guys, what is the most famous thing? The thing that gives the maximum popularity to Swami Vivekananda. What is one thing that gives the maximum popularity to Swami Vivekananda? What is that thing? Chicago speech, Subhajit is writing. World Religious Parliament, Kalyani is writing. Yes, he goes to US and he gives a very, very famous speech in World Religious Conference. Sisters and brothers of America, once he went over there, there was no doubt in the minds of everyone who had been there that this man is the greatest to have ever come here. Later in 1897, at Belur, he started his Ram Krishna mission. Please remember, subscribes to the Vedanta philosophy. Wants to bridge the gap that is between the words being spoken and the words being done, or the activities being done at this point of time. His one very, very important book's name here was My Lectures from Colombo to Almora. Where is Almora? Anyone? No, Sneha. He died in 1902. The great thing, the unfortunate thing was that Swamiji died around 1902 at the age of 39 years. So mostly his work is in the 19th century only, isn't it? Because I told you, when is he born? I've written here. See here. He's born in 1863. So most of his life he has lived over here. Those who are telling me, yes, Almora is near Nainital in Uttarakhand. Now, please, one big question that comes. Some of you have written, that's why I'm mentioning it. Swamiji is a revivalist or a Hindu reformist? What is he? Is he a Hindu revivalist or is he a reformist at this point of time? Shrimant says both. Rajwal says both. You will see there are traits of both the things. For example, revivalist takes inspiration from what? Vedanta. So Vedanta tradition gives him the inspiration. So that is one feature of revivalistic. Some orthodox Hindu rituals are followed by him. And he also believed that Hinduism has got degenerated at this point of time. Please understand. Anyone, what is Vedanta? Anyone, what is Vedanta? You will study it in ancient. Don't worry about that. But still, yeah, literal meaning is end of the Vedas. Vedanta. Ant, end of the Vedas. Please understand there are 6 philosophy schools. One of them is your Vedanta, and that is the thing which you will be studying over there. So I'm not getting into too deep here. Reformist, how is he? Because he talks about introduction of technology. He talks about new forms of organization into the Hindu culture. A lot of time shares perceptions of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He criticizes the passivity that is there in the religion. No, I'm not saying Ayushi that he criticized every rituals. Few rituals. He is supporting also. Now, please understand. How many of you have heard about Ramakrishna Mission? Anyone in this class, have you heard about Ramakrishna Mission? In the name of his guru, he has started this. Okay, if you don't know, let me tell you. Major work that they do is humanitarian relief. If there is a famine, if there are drought, if there is flood, they will be there to help people. They run a number of schools, they run a number of colleges, hospitals, and as I said, they don't have any problem in adopting technology. They adopt technology because Swami Vivekananda himself says to adopt technologies at this point of time. Last but not the least, if you all have some idea, one of the reasons for the success of this is, one of the reasons for their success is that they are not a proselytizing body. Proselytizing means that they don't try to convert anyone. Whoever is whatever, they say a Muslim, if he follows Vedanta, will become a better Muslim. If a Christian follows Vedanta, he will become a better Christian. So they don't try to convert people. In fact, some people say that they are not even a sect of Hinduism. Though I must tell you, when this matter had reached Supreme Court, when we were preparing 2000, I think early 2010s, this matter had gone to Supreme Court, and at that point of time, they said that no, Supreme Court said, no, you are a sect of Hinduism, though they don't believe themselves to be a sect of Hinduism. Remember, they support idol worship. Unlike Raja Ram Mohan Roy, they support idol worship. Their feeling is that if there is a figure, it helps in the visualization of the omnipotent God. That way it becomes much, much easier. Last thing which I want you all to remember is this line. Please mug it up. Please read it on your own. Anyone who does not understand this line, please ask me. If you don't understand this line, ask me. But right now, please read this on your own. Where can you use this line, all of you? Yes, if there is any difference in poverty, essay on poverty, hunger, there we can use it. See, his theory. Very beautiful line by Swami Vivekananda. That as long as millions of people, they are living in hunger, they are not having enough, they are not educated, they are ignorant. According to Swami Vivekananda, everybody is a traitor who does not care about them. See, later, please understand, not now, but later we will see Gandhiji's ideas like Sarvodaya, present government's idea, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Don't you think these are the ideas that have come from the teachings of the great people like Swami Vivekananda? All of you, don't you think? Same thing, Gandhiji also says that everybody should be helped. Similar thing is being talked by the government also at this point of time. How many of you no, please understand, he is very clear. Srimant is pointing out, Swami Vivekananda says, a hungry man, if you are trying to teach him Vedas, it is absolutely wrong. He's saying a hungry man, rather than being taught about Vedas, would prefer to be given food. That is the thing. Swami Vivekananda says that no, you cannot teach him. That is absolutely wrong, unacceptable. How many of you are from Bengal? Anyone in this class? I know there are few. Shubhajit is there. Gulam is there. Even today, Vivekanand, if you see, even though the first great man amongst all the social reformers was none other than your, I would say, Raja Ram Mohan Roy. But actually, it is Swami Vivekananda who has become much more popular. Raja Ram Mohan Roy only served the elite class, whereas Ramakrishna Mission has served the common masses through their teachings. Of course, there are differences like idol worship. One believes in that, another does not believe in that. So these are the things that you can consider, and not needed. I don't think this is needed here, but see here. Please understand, the next man is slightly less important. Please see here. I'll directly deal with him in the slide. Shiv Narayan Agnihotri. He has started his own body known as Dev Samaj. Please understand. Initially, Mr. Agnihotri is a member of the Brahmo Samaj. Initially, he is an active member of Brahmo Samaj. So whatever the Samaj has done, he has also worked in those. Around 1887, has formed his own Samaj known as Dev Samaj. Now it is said that initially this body was theistic body, later they became atheistic. Theistic means initially, they believed in God. Atheistic means don't believe in God. They denied the existence of gods. Now all of you listen to me very carefully. The next two lines, Dev Samaj wrote a book for their followers known as Dev Shastra. And in this book, please understand, they talk about certain things. Please, again, I'm repeating, this is their words. For example, Dev Samaj, they say that one should go for good action. Now, in their view, what is good action? In their view, good action is nothing but do not accept bribe, do not do violence, do not eat non-vegetarian food. Similarly, avoid intoxicants. Now, all of you, some of you might be, liking the non-veg food. So that's your view. I'm not saying that is incorrect or wrong, but Dev Samaj believes that their supporters should not eat non-veg. Of course, nobody would support bribes. Dev Samaj does not support violence also, and they want that their supporters should avoid all forms of intoxicants at this point of time. See, less important, slightly less important. That's why I have done directly in the slides. In fact, now there will be some names, some people who would not be that important. But then, okay, this yellow will not be visible. Has anyone studied about Prarthana Samaj? Where did it start? Maharashtra. When? Around 1867. Who started it? Atmarang, Atmaram, Pandurang, and his brother Dadoba Tarkadar. Basically, what is happening is Keshav Chandra Sen had come to Maharashtra in order to teach or propagate the ideas of Brahmo Samaj. So this body was formed in Maharashtra, and this is basically a parallel body to Brahmo Samaj. Everything that is done by Brahmo Samaj, the same thing is done by them here, except for one or two changes. So if you see here, they talk about they are also a theistic body. Just like Brahmo Samaj, they also believe in God. Here, which God they worship? They worship Vittal, sorry, not S, sorry. Vittal. What? Who is Vittal? Any one of you? Who is Vittal? Any one of you? Who is Vittal? The, incarnation of Vishnu. He is God. So they are in Maharashtra, they are worshipping him. So they are also emphasizing on monotheism. And just like the others, they also say Vedas are not infallible. Just like your Brahmo Samaj, they also believe Vedas are not infallible. And they use the Hindu poets' sense. Guys, the two names that I'm writing, Namdev and Tukaram, these two names, they both are Bhakti sense. In medieval history, you will study Bhakti and Sufi chapter. There the names of Namdev and Tukaram will come. But then this Samaj mainly focuses on social reforms. I'm showing you a slide. Please see here. Everyone, do you have any problem in these 4 points? This is the major work, the social reforms that this Samaj is doing. Do you have any doubt in any of these points? Because I started the chapter with these. Everybody is talking about improvement of the position of women. Everybody talks about improvement of the depressed classes position. Everybody wants the caste system to be ended. Nobody will support the child infanticide. Everybody wants the abolition of child marriage. Everybody wants that the women should get the educational opportunity and remarriage of widows should happen. And now comes the big name. People say that this Samaj became very, very strong when 3 people joined it. Please look at your first line. R.G. Bhandarkar, Mahadev Govind Ranade, and Narayan Chandavarkar. And specifically, Judge M.G. Ranade. When M.G. Ranade, Mahadev Govind Ranade joined this body, this became very, very popular. And later Mahadev Govind Ranade along with Dhondo Keshav Karve. Anyone who has heard this name? Anyone in this class who has heard D.K. Karve? Gulam, who is he? Who is D.K. Karve? A great reformer from your Maharashtra, has worked a lot, as you can see, for the widow remarriage movement. And let me give you one very special fact about him. Oldest person to receive Bharat Ratna. I think he received Bharat Ratna, I think, if I'm not incorrect, in 1961. His age was 100 years at that point of time. The oldest person to receive Bharat Ratna. And anyone who's optional is sociology here. Any one of you whose optional is sociology, in paper 2, you have a thinker. Name of the thinker is Iravati Karve. Heard the name? No. Oldest I have said, Adiba. Have you heard the name Iravati Karve? She is the daughter-in-law of Dhondo Keshav Karve, the great man from Maharashtra. Please see here one extra fact in your Bipin Chandra. I have written here, Telugu reformer K. Veer Salingam at this moment is continuing this work in the South Indian areas. When 1887 till 1895, who M.G. Ranade and Raghunath Rao, also called the Social Reform Cell of Congress. Why was it called Social Reform Cell of Congress? Guys, we have not studied, but let me tell you, Congress was formed in 1885. And Congress initially did not want to talk about social reforms because Congress was worried that it might lead to the division of the party. That's why between these 8 years, wherever Congress will meet, same venue, same time, they will also meet. And they will discuss about what? They would oppose polygamy, support intercaste marriages, would be against child marriage, even ask the supporters to do the pledge movement at this point of time. Everyone, any doubt? Because I will show you 2011 prelims question today itself. Any doubt on this? 2011 question I'm going to show you on this. Already prelims question in 2011 came on this topic. Anyone, any doubt with this? See, my suggestion to every one of you, very simple suggestion I'm giving you. Listen to me very carefully. I'm doing this for the last 4 hours. How many of you think this chapter is tough? How many of you think by now think this chapter is tough? Anyone who thinks it is tough? Prajwal is correct. It is not tough, but then it is very factual. Everybody, don't you think it is very factual? Now, trust me, if you will go on Wikipedia or Google about every man, there will be 100 more information. Trust me, you just go on Wikipedia or Google, just search MG Renarde. You will get 10 more things on him. What I'm trying to say is, don't try to do PhD on this topic. Don't try to do PhD. I have been teaching for 10 years. Before that, I was preparing for this exam. Trust me, even today when I am reading something, I find something new. It will happen. This is a process. The smart candidate will be that person who will only learn enough to write the 250 words and not go into the, PhD of these topics. Do you all get me? Are you all able to understand me? Absolutely, do it. In fact, I say everyone, listen to me very carefully. Till the time you are preparing for UPSC, study only the things that will give you marks. Once you are done with UPSC attempts, study whatever comes to your heart and mind. No problem. Everyone, am I clear? I'll take one extra slide and do with you Theosophical Society. Formed 1875 in New York. By Henry Blavatsky, Alcott, and Judge. Now, a lot of you would ask me a very simple question. That a society which was started outside India, why are we studying here? The reason is that these two people moved to India, and in Adyar, that's in Chennai, they made their headquarters. Now you will again ask, why are they coming to India? They should have not come to India as such. The reason is they came here for the revival and strengthening of the ancient religions. Now all of you tell me, which country is better than India to study ancient religions? Do you think any other country? Any other country apart from us? We have Hinduism, we have Buddhism, Jainism. Don't bring Sikhism or Islam. Ancient religions are being talked about. So they came to India to study the ancient religions and strengthen it. Please remember, the supporters of Theosophical Society, they were known as Theosophists. So Theosophical Society was, or their members were known as Theosophists. And overall, these Theosophists were not very successful. This was not a very successful movement, but yet it did two very, very important thing for us. Guys, one good thing they did, they boosted our self-confidence. How? You all think now? They glorified Indian religions and philosophy. Guys, the Britishers had said what? Britishers had said, you Indians do not have any culture, you do not have any civilization. Now these Westerners are saying, no, you have a very good culture, you have very good religion. So guys, Rohit Kumar's confidence is now boosted. Ah, my religion is good. But then, this is positive. But the negative was, many times, not, just give me a second, many times, it also led to a false pride in my past. So you can understand, the positive is here and the negative is here. Many times this gave us the false pride. There is a very thin line between confidence and overconfidence. We became confident, but then we would see and we would say, no, everything about us is great. That overconfidence was not something that was good for us. They believed in transmigration of soul. This is one point that you can remember. Till here, everyone, any doubt? If you don't have any doubt here, one very important person associated with this was Annie Besant. Please remember, she came to India to work for revival of Hinduism. Later will become president of Congress, will be busy with later home rule movement, and along with Madan Mohan Malviya, she is going to give, the example of, she is going to start the BHU at this point of time. Am I clear, everyone? Please remember, I'll just now show you a question on Annie Besant also. She, I'm writing very clearly, was not a founder member of Theosophical Society. Am I clear with Theosophical Society? Because then I have just 2-3 very small names that I have to do. President of Congress Adiba and Home Rule League movement. We will study that. We will study both these points. Annie Besant, she is a very important lady. We will study about her many a times in future. Great Dinesh. Our old, Dinesh, where do you stay? Adyar. Our old Chennai center in Chennai, that was in Adyar. We have our classroom center in Chennai. So that was in Adyar. So I think it would be very close to that, Dinesh, isn't it? That's the beauty of this. I've been to this place, but from outside only I've seen these things. So, you get to travel a lot at this point of time. Last name from this chapter. Behramji Malabari. Anyone has heard this name? No, guys. Our center of Byju's presently is in 8 places: Delhi, Calcutta, Hyderabad, Lucknow, Jaipur, Pune, and in the centers we have, I think 8. I said na, Hyderabad also. These are the 8 places that we have the centers, not in Aligarh. So if you see here, Behramji Malabari, you can write about that later. Just, somebody said, though I mentioned. Have you? Okay, nobody has heard this name. Okay, guys, anyone has heard the name of Rakhma Bai? Anyone has heard the name of Rakhma Bai? Sachin says yes. Okay, those who have heard, great. Let me tell you. He has mainly worked against child marriage. Mainly against child marriage. And because of his efforts, the Age of Consent Act 1891 was passed. Under this, under 12 marriage of girls was prohibited. So under this was prohibited. He also wrote a book called journal called Indian Spectator, started Seva Sadan for widows along with Diwan Dayaram Gidumal. Now please listen to me. Guys, there was a lady named Rakhma Bai. She had been married at a very young age. Now she was to be sent to her husband's place, and she refused to go. In those days, a female refusing to live with her husband, refusing to have any relation with her husband was a big, big thing. You can see when I'm talking about 1891. Yes, she was a very, very, guys, please understand, those who are in the class, don't you think she would have been a very brave lady? She would have been a very, very brave lady. You all just imagine, in 1880s, mid 1880s, she refused this, and this matter was then brought to your uh, court. Of course, going by the rules of those days, ordered that no, you will have to go to the husband's place. Then this matter had gone to your queen, and queen said, let's bring this law, Age of Consent Act. Last year's prelims question came on this particular topic. Last year, there was a question that came on Age of Consent Act at that point of time. Am I clear? Anyone? Any doubt? Diwan Dayaram Gidumal, Sneha, he was his friend. With him, they had started Seva Sadan for those women who had been discarded by the society. For them, they had started it in those days. Am I clear? See, please see, this chapter was in 2 parts. We have done the first part of this chapter. First part of this chapter is done by us at this point of time. I'll just take 1 minute break, and bring my laptop to make you all understand which all pages you have to study. Just give me 1 minute break to bring my laptop here. And don't go anywhere. I want you people that in the coming week you will study that. Give me 1 minute. Just 1 second. Just opening it. No, no, she's not the wife of Malabari. She's a lady whom Malabari is helping at this point of time. Just give me a second. Okay. Everyone, for next 5 minutes, see here. If you are reading Bipin Chandra, the topic of later Mughals, decline of Mughals, page 1 to 10 and 10 to 18. This is chapter, this is page, this is topic. Am I clear, everyone? That means you should do chapter 1. Last week only we completed this. Rise of provincial kingdoms was page 19 to 32, chapter 2. This all we covered in the last week. Not today, or sorry, yesterday. we did Sikh, Maratha, everyone. Sai Babu, this is Bipin Chandra. It's written on the board only. Am I clear, everyone? Then your topic of arrival of Europeans, 53 to 60, chapter 3, Anglo-French War, 60 to 64, chapter 3, Bengal occupation, 64 to 72, page 3, chapter 3, Anglo-Maratha War, 72 to 74, and 80 to 81, chapter 3, Subsidiary Alliance, 74 to 80, chapter 3, Sindh, page 81, chapter 3, Anglo-Sikh War, 83-84, chapter 3. Everyone, am I clear till here? Now, yesterday we did the economic policy. 91 to 98, chapter 4. Drain of wealth. 98-99, chapter 4. Transport. Chapter 4, 99 to 101. Land revenue. 102 to 107, chapter 4. Basically, everyone. No, Prajwal, I have not covered doctrine of lapse. We will cover it next week. Guys, till chapter 4, everything has to be studied. Then in chapter 5, civil service. Then chapter 5 only 116 to 122. Social reforms. And 128 to 139, chapter 6. Social reforms. Civil services. 165, 166, chapter 8. Economic policy. 181 to 195, chapter 9. And famine. 195 to 198, chapter 9. And there will be one last chapter. Socio reforms. 219 to 242, chapter 11. Dhanya, please understand, if I'm writing any chapter 2 times, the reason for that is that that chapter in the book has been dealt at 2 places, not at 1 place. Everyone, for example, see here, if you are reading civil service, once you will read here and then you will read here. Similarly, when you are doing social reforms, you will read here. And of course, you will read here. Similarly, when you are doing economic reforms, see here, these are economic reforms chapter. Everyone, am I clear? Everyone who is sitting in the class, is this clear to you people? Now, listen to me. I can promise you, I can guarantee you, you read these. Lakshmi, last word is socio reforms. You go through this chapter. Trust me, you will find everything has been done in the class. Each and everything. I'm only asking you people, don't even read. Just cursory glance you give to these chapters. You will find that every point we have done in this. Sneha, I'll answer your question later. Am I clear, everyone? But once you must see this chapter. Look at the page. This will boost your own confidence like anything at this point of time. Everyone, I'm clear? Each and every one of you, am I totally clear here? The next four names, they are not that important. But then in all these four, one point you should be knowing. For example, Gopal Hari Deshmukh. What do you have to remember? Name only says he comes from where? Maharashtra. His pen name, that is, he was known in his circle by the name of Lokhitvadi. You can see his famous quotation: if religion does not sanction social reform, then change your religion. This is the words of Gopal Hari Deshmukh, that if your religion is not permitting social reforms, then do change your religion. That's what he is saying at this point of time. Am I clear? So you all can see, if you are asked about Gopal Hari Deshmukh, you will have to remember his weeklies. These are the weeklies, these are the periodicals that he had brought in those days. Not very important, but then there are certain facts that you will have to remember about him. Getting my point? Now, all of you tell me, till this point, we have not done a single woman apart from Annie Besant. Pandita Ramabai Saraswati. Heard this name? Started Sharda Sadan at Bombay, later shifted to Pune. Mainly worked for education. Mainly worked for education for women. Okay, there is some problem that some people are having. Please understand. Don't think we have completed 40% of the syllabus. Whatever is done here is only 30 to 30%. I'll not go beyond that. Our real syllabus after these chapters, Congress is totally left now. The problem is Bipin Chandra has not dealt with Congress properly. If you see, the entire 30 years have been dealt in 2 chapters. So there we will go way beyond Bipin Chandra. Many topics, for example, next class only, the whole tribal movement, Bipin Chandra has not dealt a single line. I will teach that. There, it is not in your books. Everyone, are you understanding? So don't think in like this manner. Those who are reading a spectrum, I don't have a problem. She has also started Arya Mahila Samaj, again for promotion of education and to stop child marriage. Now, let me tell you the great thing about this lady, that she got this title, Pandita, and she only got this title, Saraswati. Please understand, her name is what? Ramabai. She was given both the titles of Pandita and Saraswati by Calcutta University for her works done in Sanskrit. For her Sanskrit works, she was given these titles. She was given these titles for her works done in Sanskrit. Of course, I've already told you, Sharda Sadan, she is taking care of all the people discarded by the society. And let me tell you, all of you, one great thing about her. In spite of all the obstacles, she became an orphan at a very early age, but then traveled all over the country to recite Sanskrit scriptures. Became a widow within 2 years of marriage, but took care of herself as a very, very independent lady. All of you, Pandita Ramabai Saraswati for you people. Am I clear? Everyone, am I clear here? Similarly, do you know who started Servants of India Society? Anyone? Who started Servants of India Society? Yes, Ananya, you are correct. Gopal Krishna Gokhale. And after his death, it was Srinivas Shastri who led this body. Now, all of you, do you know why was Servants of India Society started? This body was started because he wanted to train Indian missionaries, just like Christian missionaries. He wanted to train Indian missionaries who would go and work with zeal for the upliftment of the Indian people at this point of time. For that, he was working at this point of time. They worked against untouchability, wanted to remove poverty, worked against alcoholism, worked against domestic abuse of women, worked against oppression of women. And when he is working in Servants of India Society, this society remained away from political activities of Congress. Am I clear, everyone? See here. You don't have to anything remember. See, only two facts. After his death and who founded this society. Everyone, is this clear? Please see this. Just remember two lines. Social Service League started by Narayan Malhar Joshi. Who is Narayan Malhar Joshi? A supporter of Gokhale, follower of Gokhale. And this body was started for the welfare of the condition of the workers, specifically. And he is also responsible for the start of All India Trade Union. Just one fact, guys. देखो फिर यही, I'm only telling you just one fact about them. Simply remember, देखो, good people will do good things. So most of the times they will support these things. So Servants of India Society, remember the name of Gokhale. After his death, Srinivas Shastri. Similarly, Social Service League, and here you can remember the name of Narayan Malhar Joshi, who also started All India Trade Union Congress. Just give me a second. See, these four names were not that important. But the next name is very, very important, and that I will teach you by taking, sorry. Anyone from Kerala here? Anyone from Kerala? What did his followers call him? His followers used to call him Guru Devan. Simple one point. What you studied in Phule, same thing replicate in Narayan Guru. Phule was doing everything in Maharashtra. Narayan Guru is doing that in Kerala. Narayan Guru comes from a family of Edavas, which is again coming in the very downtrodden society, in the caste mobility or in the stratification of the caste. They are at the bottom, even though by numbers they were huge. They were in a big number at this point of time, but in the caste-ridden society of Kerala, you all know the concept of Chaturvarna. How many of you understand this concept of Chaturvarna? Anyone? Do you understand the concept of Chaturvarna? Chaturvarna, the four Varnas, the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras. He rejects this. Chaturvarna is rejected by him. He is leading this reform movement, and under this, rejecting casteism, promoting, just like Phule, spiritual freedom, social equality, and there the organization. What was the name of the organization of Phule? Anyone? What was the name of the organization of Phule? Yes, Ananya, Satya Shodhak Samaj. This time the name is SNDP. Shri Narayan Dharam Paripalan Yogam. That's the name of his organization. Guys, in order to uplift the condition, he asks for establishment of temples, and he also talks about establishment of educational institutes. He talks about all these at this point of time, and he is credited to have started Aravipuram movement. Anyone, do you have any idea about what is Aravipuram movement? Any idea? Anyone? 1888 Shivratri goes to neighboring river and installs an idol of Shiva at a place called Aravipuram. Guys, if you have some idea, the establishment of the image of God or idol is usually thought to be the work of only Brahmanas. If you all have idea about this, it is the prerogative of the Brahmanas, the Brahman people, that they establish the, idol. They worship the God's image. But by doing this, he basically challenged the monopoly of I'll give you a small break within 5-10 minutes. I'll give you a small break. So he challenged the monopoly of the Brahmins at this point of time by doing this. That who says that you are the only one people who can worship the God? We can also do. Everyone, are you understanding this? What is Aravipuram movement? He is saying that this monopoly of the Brahmanas have to be challenged. That is the thing that he is talking about at this point of time. Am I clear? All of you, is this clear? I'll just now show you a quotation which I hope you will remember. In the temple that he had established, he had written, and I'll show you that quotation directly. You will understand that. See here. Devoid of dividing walls of caste or race or hatred of rival faith, we all live here in brotherhood. He said, once we enter these temples which he had formed, he said, once we have entered here, there is no differentiating factor amongst us. Now, we all are equal once we have got inside. And guys, because of this movement only, later, in many parts of our country, started the temple entry movement. Can you tell me what is temple entry movement? Any one of you? Can you tell me what exactly is temple entry movement? Any one of you? No, not Sabrimala. See, earlier what used to happen is, the untouchable people, they would not be allowed to enter the temples. Forget the temples, they were not even allowed to go in the approaching roads also to the temples. Now you all think the person who has built this is not being allowed to enter the temples. So your temple entry movement is At this point of time, they were allowed to enter the temples. Am I clear? They were now allowed to enter the temples. For that, they are going to fight. And you all will see, because of their efforts, Maharaja of Travancore, later Rajaji's government in Madras, opened the doors of temples for Dalit or the untouchables. You will see even Gandhiji supported this at this point of time. Am I clear, everyone? Yes, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar we will study later. We are going to study Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He will do the same thing in Maharashtra. Right now, I have not reached there. Anyone? Any doubt here? See, many people were associated. I'm not saying only this great man was associated, but you can see, for example, if you look at Narayan Guru, I told you, Gandhiji came to Kerala, supported it. We will study this CDM later. Right now, understand that moment CDM was suspended. Yes, Dinesh, absolutely. Vacom Satyagraha was started so that the Hindu temples, the roads should be opened for the untouchable people. You all can see later the effect was Maharaja of Travancore opened all the temples which were managed by the government. They were opened at this point of time. Similarly, Rajaji's government, they also did the same thing in 1938. Just remember this fact, not that important, but then you can see this. Everyone, any doubt till here? Any one of you having any doubt till here? See, again, if any one of you is thinking that just one reading and this chapter will be done, that's not going to happen. You will have to be smart enough. Go back, whatever I wrote, either you copy that and then you see that many times. You all will find some would be very easy, some names would be tough. But if any one of you is thinking one reading and the chapter is done, sorry, my dear, that will not happen. Make crisp notes, and that's why for you people, even though I'm running very late, slow, I'm not even done 8th module. I should have done 9 module by today. And I would be at 7.5. I'm running behind by 1.5 modules right now. But I know this chapter is a very, very cumbersome chapter. That's why I have made notes for you for every topic. My point is only you should use those notes and make it easy. Yes, Abhinav. See, trust me, I have written enough mains. I've cleared prelims 4 times. I've written mains 4 times. I've gone till the interview. I can tell you, if you make some right decisions, you will clear this exam in 1 year. I have seen people in front of me, students in every place, every medium, who have cleared the exam in 1 year. So, only thing is right decisions. See, history optional may be very lengthy, but trust me, it is very interesting. And once you do ancient, medieval, world, everything, 40 to 50% of your optional would be already covered in your exam or in your this thing. See, I don't know how many of you know, we have our history optionals also going on. We have geography optionals going on. Separate courses are there. Sociology is going on. Political science is going on. Anthropology is going on. So if you want to know about any of these, that also you can write mail. I'll help you over there. Okay, you can do that, Mansi. You can do that thing. Okay, many people are asking for a small break. Take the break from 6:57. After that, we will do justice movement, Periyar, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Three big names we have to do after the break. Just enjoy your break, relax a bit. No, Sonal, we don't have mathematics optional. Hello everyone. Am I audible? Anyone from Tamil Nadu here? Have you heard about justice movement? Shiva Subramanian, first time seeing your name, Shiva. Dinesh, have you heard about justice movement? No. As you can understand, it started in Madras presidency. Tell me, Dinesh, Shiva, anyone? It started, let me give you this idea, in 1917. And the people who started it, like CN Mudaliar, they all had started. You can see TM Nair. Now, some of you will ask why? Why the name justice? Remember, this is a non-Brahminical movement. What do the Justice Party want? What do this movement want? They want similar status that the Brahmins have got. They are unhappy with what? Because of the disproportionate Brahminical representation. They are unhappy because they are saying that Brahmins have got disproportionate representation in every place. So they are now calling for, we want equality, we want the similar things what the Brahmins have got. So for example, it is their demand which ultimately brought reservation for the non-Brahmins in Madras presidency. Every one of you, do you know that, in this Tamil Nadu or those days Madras presidency, from Justice Party only came out the Dravid Kadagams. From that came out the Dravid Munnitra Kadagam. And later from that came out the AIADMK, All India Anna Dramuk Munnitra Kadagam. All these political parties, they are coming from the same ideology. But the initial ideology was that they were not happy because one caste or one type of caste, they had taken over disproportionate representation. So 8%, let's say, is their number, and they have got 80% representation at this point of time. Am I clear? Their demand that what the Brahmins have got, the similar thing, the non-Brahmins should also get. And in this justice movement, one big name, not exactly related to this only, but then, I'm sorry, to them is, yes, Sachin, E.V. Rama Sami Naikar, popularly known as Periyar. Please understand here, belonged to a middle class family, was an ascetic in his early life, that is, believed in God and had studied Sanskrit scriptures. Later joined Congress. Now, what happened is, in one of the functions of Congress, he saw that the seating arrangement was done on the basis of caste. Anyone, have you seen something like this ever? Any one of you, have you seen anything like this ever? Seating arrangements based on the caste. Have you seen? Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. I've seen. Even now in villages, when there is a feast, when there is a, any occasion, I've seen, while a wedding ceremony is going on or any ceremonies, the people sitting arrangement would be one particular caste will sit, they will eat, they will move, then the other caste would be invited to sit and eat. Then the third caste would be invited to sit and eat. Even today, in many places I've seen. So, when he saw this arrangement being done on the basis of caste, he resigned from Congress. He said he will not be part of Congress, and rather, he said, I can take pink, he is going to start the self-respect movement. What is this self-respect movement? In this, he is saying that the minority in society is exploiting majority and keeping them in subordinate position. Guys, his point is that the non-Brahmins are majority, the Brahmins are minority. But the minority has kept the majority under them, has kept them subordinated at this point of time. So he has decided that the untouchables had to fight for their dignity. And this dignity is what? Self-respect movement. So his whole movement is about anti-Brahmanism. So please understand, let me change the pen color. He is now demanding equal rights in property, education, every place. Ananta, minority, by minority and majority, I'm saying majority is non-Brahman, minority is Brahman. He even demands equal rights for women. Says that the women should also get the right to divorce their husbands if there are reasonable circumstances. Women should have personal choices. So he criticized the things, when talked about chastity, he's criticizes the point like chastity. His point is, why these rules are only for the women? Why such rules not for men? In the morning we were studying sati. Husband dies, women should die, do sati. What about women dies? Why not husband also does that? Think about this. All of you, think about this. He's saying, why this double standard with the women? So Periyar in that particular time became a very, very staunch critic. He did criticism of quotes of Manu. He even criticizes Bhagavad Gita. He criticizes Ramayana. His point is all these books have been written in such a manner that the upper caste domination remains over the lower caste. The domination of men remains over the women through these. He says, actually, it is the untouchables who are true upholders of the society. Periyar got a lot of popularity in Tamil Nadu and all the areas where there is a strong Tamil diaspora. One line I want you people to remember. Please see this yellowish line. We are fit to think of self-respect only when the notion of superior and inferior caste is banished from our land. That is why many a times I say so-called lower caste. We will have to take out these words like lower, backward. Such words we'll have to take out. Getting my point? Words code of Manu. Everyone, do you understand? He's saying till the time we ourselves don't give respect to ourselves, do you think the world will respect you? Never. First of all, give respect to yourself, then only expect the world to respect you at this point of time. Any doubt till this point? Anyone? Any one of you? Any doubt till this point? Next man is not that important, but then good chance question can always come on him. I don't know how many of you have heard the name. Mahamana Madan Mohan Malviya. Heard this name? Few minutes back I had told you when I was doing Theosophical Society, means around an hour back. He is the founder of BHU, a very important leader of Indian national movement, will become president of Congress 3 times, is also the founder of Hindu Mahasabha and is also the founder of Bharat Dharm Maha Mandal. Why was it formed? To protect or to defend Hinduism from critics within and outside the community. BHU is Banaras Hindu University. Yes, Nikhil, it exists. Please understand, this body was started by him because in those days a lot of people were continuously criticizing your Hindu dharma or Hindu religion. So this body was started by him in order to protect the Hindu religion against all such criticism. And in one of the sessions, 1918 Delhi session, he said, Satyamev Jayate. Jayate. Satyamev Jayate should be the slogan of India. Already UPSC has asked, This slogan comes from Mundaka Upanishad. See, please understand the next 2 points that I'm telling you. This is not there in your, what do you say? Right now in this slide, we will study it later, but later you will see he will be involved with Gandhiji in Harijan movement, will be there in formation of Harijan Sevak Sangh. He will be forming that too. Last but not the least, received Bharat Ratna in 2014. Announcement was done, and 2015 he received this award. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya. Not that important. No question has come. The most important thing here is this. Dinesh, I don't think there will be 150-word question on him. Not everybody you can expect a mains question. That's the thing. Mundaka. Avni, you can see Mundaka Upanishad. Very, very important name. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Very important name. Does Mahad Satyagraha, also known as Chaudhar Tale Satyagraha. Anyone from Maharashtra here? Anyone here from Maharashtra? Mahad is a place in Raigad district. Western Maharashtra. And Chaudhar Tale is the name of the tank, water tank. What he has done on 20th March. Remember, this day is now celebrated as Social Empowerment Day. This is a very important day. Please remember this particular day, Social Empowerment Day. On this day, he went ahead, drank water from the tank. Now you will say, what is so special about this? The special thing is that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar came from the untouchable category. And in those days, the untouchable people were not allowed to drink water from those sources from where the upper caste used to consume water. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar went, drank water, and his thousands of supporters followed him. His thousands of supporters at this moment followed him. Okay, tell me everyone. My very simple question. All of you tell me one thing. How did I know that, okay, Sachin is of which caste, Gaurav is which caste? If I see, how do I know that who belongs to which caste? No, I don't think, Nikhil, that was a true story. Rajasthan episode you are saying. Ananya is saying dressing. Yes, they were visible markers. People would keep those markers through which people would know who belongs to which caste. So here, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar asked Dalit women to wear saris in the similar manner as the upper caste Ladies. Because what used to happen is, in those days, the ladies, the Dalit women, they would wear the saris in such a manner through which people would identify, oh, she belongs to that caste. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar now asked the Dalit women that no, don't do this. Wear in whichever manner you want to wear this. Last thing, you may have this: why did Dr. B.R. Ambedkar choose this place? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar chose this place because of the simple fact that Mahad was part of the Bombay province. In Bombay province, the councils, they had passed a resolution which allowed people of the depressed classes to use all the places built and managed by the government. But then, when it was not allowed, Mahad also passed similar resolution. So there were many people in Mahad who were supporting Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on this particular thing. Am I clear, everyone? Just to give you one or two more important points here. 1923, he set up his Bahishkrit, SHS, Bahishkrit Hit Karni Sabha. In English, it is known as Outcasts Welfare Association. As you all can understand, Bahishkrit, those who were, you know, ostracized by the society. So, for their welfare, he formed this organization. In 1930, in Kalaram Temple, it is there in Nasik, he was involved in temple entry movement. Not now, but we will study about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He will be there in all the three roundtable conferences and will ask for something which we will study later. He later also formed Independent Labour Party, and after independence, 1956, adopted Buddhism, and his last writing was Buddha and his Dharma. 1991 was given Bharat Ratna by the government of India. SC Bose will come in our fourth week or fifth week, not now. SC Bose was born only in 1897. We will not study about him. Buddha and his Dharma. Am I clear, everyone? Everyone, is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar clear? Please understand, the next three I will be directly dealing with the slide. Not that important. That's why I've already told you about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Totally is done. Please see Radha Swami movement. Not that important. But then founder, believe in supremacy of the Guru, consider all religions to be true, and the most special fact about him was that they believe that you do not have to renunciate the worldly life. No need to renunciate the worldly life. That is, you can go ahead, keep on doing whatever you are doing. No need to quit everything and then only, do these things. He said that was not needed. Lastly, Vokaliga Sangha, yes, you can see one line. Mysore, those days a princely state. This is also an anti-Brahmin movement. Please, you can remember this was a small movement, anti-Brahmin movement here. And the last Hindu movement, which was a revivalist movement, is Dharm Sabha. Please see and remember this, put 2 star, can be important. It is a revivalist movement. They support Western education, support it for girls also, but you can see they believe in status quo. That is, their belief is that don't even abolish sati. So basically, they were rivals of Brahmo Samaj. Whatever Brahmo Samaj will do, Radhakant Dev will do exactly opposite of that. With this, we are done with the entire Hindu social reform movements. Am I clear, everyone? Each and every one of you. The result of these Hindu reform movements is, please see the next slide, Sharda Act. Please, you can read. Sharda Act was the age of the girls, marriageable age for girls, was now increased from 12 to 14. And for boys, it was fixed at 18. The original act's name was Child Marriage Restraint Act 1929. But because it was sponsored by Rai Saab Harbilas Sharda, that's why it came to be known as your Sharda Act. Please remember, this law was for every Indian, irrespective of their religion, was for the entire British India, not for princely states. But the Britishers only kept it on paper, really did not use it in a big manner. Anyone, you have 1 minute if you think any doubt on Hindu reform movements. Yes, absolutely. Thanks to these movements, many of the wrong practice that was there in the society have been ended. There is no doubt about that. See, it is 7:35. I'll do 10 more minutes, just Parsi reform movements, and we will look into the PYQs. So just have patience for 10 more minutes, because Muslim and Sikh we will study next week. Yes, Kalyani, 12 to 14. Parsi reform movement, the main important name is Dada Bhai Naroji. Their magazine's name is Rast Guftar. No, Gulam. Radhakant Dev is a supporter of Sati. He wants Sati to continue. Rast Guftar. This is basically, what do you say? Meaning is truth teller. In the Anglo-Gujarati language, their association's name is Rehnumai Masden Sabha, which is also known as Religious Reform Association. Gulam, but then this is his ideology. You cannot do anything. No, Rast Guftar is a newspaper. Please understand, they also formed Parsi Law Association because in those days they were working for the betterment of the condition of women. In Parsi religion, the women were not given the equal status as compared to the men. Women did not have property inheritance rights. So for that, they had formed these, so that to elevate the condition of the women in those days. Am I clear, everyone? Anyone having any doubt? Do you know what is Parsi? Anyone who doesn't understand this? Anyone who does not understand what is Parsi? See, Parsis are a minority group. They are a religion with the smallest number of population of people in our country. That's the, Parsis. A very in Bombay and the neighboring areas, you will see that that's the area where most of the Parsis are there. Please remember this for just two things, nothing else. We will start next week the Muslim reform movements. Just giving you idea. The fact is, what happened is Muslims, when the reform movements were going on in the Hindu society was open for the reforms. But the same was not the case with the Muslim reform movements, and that's why they did not accept it wholeheartedly. And that's why in the next week you will study that Muslim reform movements started way, way later than the Hindu reform movements. No, Dinesh, they are not a tribe. We are doing for the next 11 minutes PYQ, last 10 minutes question answers on the phone. 2016, starting a poll, giving you 1 minute. You have 1 minute. Think. Think about this question. In your opinion, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's lecture. I know it was slightly tough, but then if you see, we have done only 2 modules in the whole day. The whole idea was to give you time to make you understand each and every point. I have wholeheartedly made notes for you. So, from my side, it's done. Please revise. The correct answer is only given by 15% people. Now, listen to me, everyone. How many of you, those who got the correct answer, B, knew the answer? How many of you knew the answer and went for B? See, I'll tell you one thing. Based on my own experience, I have cleared these exams, so I can give you. Always remember, leave the question if all the 4 options are not known. Never attempt that question if you have no idea about all the 4 options. I never teach this. Why I don't teach? Because tomorrow I'll change this name and put Devendranath Tagore or Anand Mohan Bose. The question will become different. Tell me, how many of you will be able to remember each and every committee and with each committee who was associated? Is it possible for you people? I don't think so. So I leave this question. Leave the such questions. Don't fall in the negative marking thing. I get so many mails that, sir, mera exam to acha gaya. I was there in Jaipur when this year's prelims was done. I was in Jaipur. Many students came to me in the Jaipur batch, branch. And their first line would be, sir, exam to acha gaya, but negative bahut ho gaya. Sir, the exam went well, but there were too many negatives. Now, the only way of avoiding it, don't go for those options which you have no idea. 2007 question. I'll give you 15 seconds for this. Very easy question. %57 have given correct answer. I told you it was Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. This was on the issue of polygamy. Very easy question. How many of you can write this answer? Note it down. 150 word practice question. 150 word, practice it on your own. Old questions are easy, I know, but this just for your practice. There also people are making mistakes. 2016 question. Very easy question. We'll give you 15 seconds. %71 have given correct answer. We saw this is Fule's movement, and that was in Maharashtra. Sonal, check from your side. Nobody else is complaining. See here, Arya Samaj contribution. Similarly, very easy question. I'll give you 10 seconds here. %61 have given correct answer. Where did those who are going for Annie Besant? I never mentioned Annie Besant. I never mentioned that. 2011, I'll give you 1 minute because the options are very big. Let us see. 25, 24, 38, 49, 79, 13. Wrong, not Bengal. The answer is B. I mentioned by mistake D. I'm really sorry for that. He was not associated. So the correct answer to this question is B, because Congress did not want any division in the party in the initial days, so did not want to do social discussions. See here. We'll give you 30 seconds. %33 have given correct answer. 25, 25, 18. Those who gave this, please see, it was formed in 1875. One is wrong. Please understand, he did not oppose, he rather supported. He was a supporter of this. Two is wrong. D is your answer. Even if we have not studied, we can go try elimination. Now, maybe you will not be able to give this complete answer, but let's see how much you can do. 30 seconds I am giving you. %29 have given B, 34 have gone here. Please understand, these two options were very bad. It was not Keshav Chandra Sen, but Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So the answer had to be either A or B. This should not have been given. And this was correct. So the answer is B. Very big question. Will give you 30 seconds. It will take some time to read. What's the answer? Sorry, just some mistake happened from my side. Please see, I'm again starting. The answer, just two more questions and we are done with the question answer session. Old questions are easy. I am saying yes, Shubhajit Karmakar. %41 have given correct answer, rest are wrong. See, please understand who was associated with Indian National Social Conference. Malabari. B.R. Ambedkar's chief forte was not this. Rakhmabai case, 2020. I'll give you 30 seconds. (22, 35, 15, 28). Please understand the answer is B. Because, guys, we know women already had the right to gain education. In this, for option A to be correct, it had to be married women's right. Please understand, married women, no Sachin, that would not be Malabari. That will be Ranade. Please check. This answer, guys, I told you, she was not ready to have any relation with her husband. So the point 2 and 3 were correct. We have already studied, women were getting education, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and all. They were already giving the education. Last question for the day. Next week, we will do the economic history questions. Okay, I forgot. Poll has to be started. I'll give you 15 seconds. I hope you all would have done by now. (22, 45, 8 and 25). See, I know I have not taught you this, but then think about this. If Jyotiba Phule or Dr. B.R. Ambedkar would have been the answer, would it not be in the PPT? I never mentioned that. So this I have never ever mentioned. Sai Babu, the leaderboard is not there because in between, it got switched off by me. That's why. Let's do the economic history next time. Leave these questions. Those who have no query, no issues. Those who want to talk to me on phone, I've allowed the live call. Please call me. Thanks a ton. Best of luck, guys. You guys, those who are there from the morning to the evening, may God, help you to clear this exam because you are giving your 100%. Now, some luck is needed that, should come. That's the only thing I can say right now because to be sitting here whole day giving you 100% in itself is a huge thing. Hats off to you people. Thank you everyone. Thanks a ton. Yes, do revision, do revise, do the revision. I'm not saying that. Do the revision. No doubt about that. Anybody having any call for me, please ask your doubts on the call also. Sneha, century, if 18th is there, man, that means 1700 to 99. Jain Dhaval. That's the thing. You will have to identify the year. Sachin is asking a query.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sachin. Tell
Sir,
me,
my
man.
doubt is still about the Raja Ram Mohan, right? So,
Yeah.
at one place we have read that the Raja Ram Mohan Roy given a threat that I will move from the region of English company. What was that concept, sir?
Basically, see, the thing is, if the most modern man is leaving your
Mhm.
area, don't you think it is like an insult for the government? Just today, you see now how these wrestlers
Yes, yes.
they are protesting that we will throw our medals in the river.
Okay,
People return their awards. That is to basically show the government, do otherwise, we will take the extreme step,
okay, okay.
insult the
And
government to
in
force
the
them to
same
do
topic, we
something.
have the demand of Raja Ram Mohan Roy was remove the tax on tax-free land.
See, earlier days there were many lands on which there was no
Which type of
taxes.
land, sir?
Let's say a temple
Okay.
land. So such lands also the Britishers had brought under their purview and they were taking taxes on them. So his point was such land should not be taxed.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sachin. Goodbye, yaar. There is no other query. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a ton. Abhinav, as many times as you can. Vinod, I'm really sorry for the problems that you are facing. Thank you, Manu. Thank you, Dhaval. Have a great week. Thanks, Prajwal, Sneha, Purva, Ananta. Nobody is calling me. That's why I have to say thank you only to everyone. I have 4 more minutes. If I get a call, I would take that. Thanks a ton, everyone. Guys, I hope, and thanks to subject experts. Thanks to subject experts, they have answered every query. My mail ID kumar.rohit@byju's.com. Aarti, I'm really sorry for that. In that period, 2.5 hours you have missed. Please go through the recorded session for that. I'm really sorry. Komal, your call came, but it got disconnected. Please, if you want to call me again, please give me the call. Thank you, everyone. Chandan, I've made the notes. Go and revise that. Okay, Komal, let's see. This time you get connected.
Good
Hi,
evening, sir.
Komal.
Sir, my question related
Good
to
evening, Komal.
women leaders. If we see from a start, Raja Ram Mohan Rai's time to Jyotiba Phule, there is only Savitri Bai Phule who emerged as woman leader, no other. Why that so?
No, women position was always compared to the men in our society not equal. So later days the situation becomes better, but initially You are talking about early 19th century. It is a male dominated society, patriarchal society. In Savitri Bai Phule's case also, her husband is such a great man who taught her, educated her, and she started doing that. Later we have the names of Annie Besant, Pandita Ramabai Saraswati, but initially you cannot expect the same level that the men have from the women also.
So, like those men who are promoting women education and anything else, didn't they support their wives except Jyotiba Phule at that time to came forward?
No, I'm not saying they would not have given the, but then everybody, you cannot expect that everybody should do what Savitri Bai Phule did. We don't study about Raja Ram Mohan Roy's wife. We don't study about, let's say, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar's wife, and as such. So I'm not saying they would not have supported, but then in those days, the husband himself is doing so much. You cannot compare. Why did the wives of other reformers did not do? I cannot answer this question in a
Okay,
very
sir.
concrete
Thank you,
manner.
sir.
Thank you, Komal. Thank you, everyone. I hope now we can wrap up the session. If there is any doubt, any call that you would like to give at this point, please, I will take that. Good night, Adiba. Good night, everyone. Sonal, please write the mail. I'll try to answer that over there. Thank you, Adiba. No more query, no more comments. Thank you, Vishal. Goodbye, Vishal. Goodbye, everyone. One last minute. If there is any doubt, I'll take that. Thank you, Kalishwari. First time seeing your name. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. No call for me. Thank you, Panela. Okay, goodbye. Thank you. We'll meet next week.